Well, welcome, Gustavo. Thank you for agreeing to share your experiences with the audience today. How about starting by sharing what you experienced with video 1 and then following that up with what you experienced with video 2?
Thank you, Murray, for this opportunity. Regarding the video 1, I was wondering how should I start my Reiki practice, and I was combining personal feelings with my business, like, what if people reject my practice? Are they rejecting me too or not? And somehow my fear was that this rejection was becoming a little personal. So once I received this video 1 and I watched it after we had this video call, it was amazing how this worked in my life. I felt something coming from my inside, from my own will to move forward. And probably that gave me the clarity to make my own decisions in my next steps. After the second video, as I mentioned you before, when we had this video call, I was not sure of what should be happening at that moment. I felt very comfortable talking during this video call too about my experience. Upon I watched the video 1, and I felt motivated talking about my purpose and what I would like to do for my life. The very special thing happened after I watched the video call too, because at that moment, as I mentioned, it was like more a casual conversation. I thought it was a casual conversation, but once I watched the video, I felt the energy flowing. That warming energy that supports my decisions, it's very difficult to explain in a rational perspective, but I felt very comfortable watching video call too. And I felt that my personal goals and my purpose was supported after this video. So it's very special opportunity I had with these 2 different moments. Each video was different, of course, but both gave me the sufficient support to allow me to move forward to my next path.
Yeah, that was very interesting. That second video where it was just you and me talking about energy coaching and life energy coaching. And it was just a casual conversation really for about an hour, edited down to about 3/4 of an hour, I think. And then when I was doing that editing, it took forever because there was so much. It took 3 days to get that thing edited, because whereas normally all the edits, they just happen instantaneously, every single edit, because of the intensity of the energy that was transforming during those 3 days from when we shot that conversation to when it was finally done, it was just so intense, and it was interfering with the editing process. So every little edit was taking a couple of minutes or longer. But what I knew was that it was very, very intense energy that was going on. And coming into that conversation, I was given a preview that this was going to be about purpose. So it's really interesting to hear that you got clarity of purpose out of that video. So each of those videos seemed to have a different purpose. The first one seemed to be all about sales and confidence, particularly with respect to purposeful work. But the second one was all about reassurance about purpose. Fascinating. So what have these videos given you in terms of moving forward with your purpose? Because you're in a PhD right now, which is a 5-year experience. And you also have learned Reiki. So where do you think this is directing you now with respect to your purpose?
Well, both 2 videos gave me the possibility to feel more comfortable about my personal decisions. At the beginning, I was feeling very anxious and with a lot of fear about what should I do? What's the correct way to do things? What's the perfect order?
Mm.
I'm very aware of the time, and probably my generation expects to do everything as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And it's rush hour. And also I had these beliefs about what should be the correct way to do the things and not taking it personal.
Mm.
I can say now that I'm feeling more confident about my decision. I know that things may change at every moment. And I also know that sometimes there are uncertainties, but if I have a clear purpose in my life and if I have a clear purpose with my business, definitely this would make the difference in all the things that I would like to do. So combining both videos with my current situation, taking a PhD and also the Reiki practice to start, I think it supports me to be more focused on how can I start. And also, even if my plans might change due to this context globally, that it's becoming complex, I think and I feel that I'm making the good decision for my life. And I don't have this fear about what's going to happen. Is it working or not?
Mm.
My intention now is, okay, let's jump. Let's move forward to the next step and let's wait and see what's going to happen. I'm not feeling that kind of frustration or blockage. So for me, it's both two video calls were very supportive for my current situation now. And I really appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah. It's very interesting, isn't it? Because our purpose is soul work, but our mind is rational,
Yes.
and our mind's always looking into what it knows from the past, and it's kind of fear-based. It's based on survival programming and doesn't want us to be different, because that might come with rejection and separation from other people. But our purpose is something that nobody's ever done before, and we're unique, and of course not everyone's going to get it, but we're here to be in service in our own unique way, whatever that way is. So feeling supported and feeling that we can step forth one foot after the other and be supported as we go into the unknown is very, very powerful. That's interesting to hear you say that. Is there anything else that you'd like to add? You've been very eloquent, I have to say. I appreciate what you've shared. But if there's anything else you'd like to add that we haven't covered so far?
Just an additional comment. Through these two video calls, I had a very special and different experience. I have a Reiki practice, and energy flows in a different ways. Within these two video calls, I felt the energy flowing more on my emotional side, my heart side.
Mm-hmm.
And probably that was the balance that I was looking for. I'm very rational. I have a very traditional lawyer background, and starting Reiki probably opened new possibilities. And having this additional possibility through these two video calls, I'm aware and I'm conscious of the energy and what are the possibilities that I can create within myself. If I have my clear purpose on the table, definitely makes things easier to feel it and then to achieve it. So probably that's a new mindset, because before that I was, okay, this is my goal. I want to do A, B, C. Okay, let's get to my goal. But now it's how can I involve my whole being in this purpose? So probably I I got this message from these 2 video calls, and it's very important for me.
Yeah, what you're saying is very, very important for people who are wanting to follow what is really their heart's and their soul's purpose, because the soul interacts with the human body through the heart. So that needs to be open and needs to be engaged for people to really thrive and succeed and do well with their purpose.